D, wait for it, delightful.
You got the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So last night I woke up at 3 a.m. because that's what time WandaVision airs for me. And I sat down on my couch. I was like all groggy and everything, but I watched WandaVision. And as I watched it, it wasn't, I have to be honest. As an episode, it was fine. As a finale, it was a little less than desirable. And as a conclusion to this season, it was a little disappointing. And I'll get into it a little bit. I'm going to do a season 2 review, but and that'll come out sometime this weekend or whatnot. But I have to just say that there are some good things about this, and there are again some disappointing things about this season / this episode, and we'll get into it a little bit more. But I just want to say that before we get into this, I want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithms, and small channels like myself usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. And I ask that you do the same thing for any of the small YouTubers that you guys may like. I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate it also. So let's break down this episode. Okay, so we start off from the last episode where Wanda ran out and her children were being chokehold with those purple leashes by Agatha Harkness. So Wanda's sitting here and she's all like, "Let my children go." And she's sitting there and she's and her children are being strangled, and she blasts Agatha. And then, Agatha pops up and she tells her kids, "Go to your room," and everything. And they're like, "We want to help." And she's like, "Go to your room," and everything. So they run off and everything. And Agatha steals her magic like she did in the prior episode, where with all the witches trying to blast her with their blue magic, and she just like sucked it in and stole all their magic. So then she's all, what's her face? Wanda's hand gets all mortified and everything, and it looks pretty. It's like, she needs some milk and everything. So she realizes that she's stealing her power, and that's pretty much all Agatha wants to do. She just wants to take her power. She's like, "Give it to me. I know what to do with it," kind of thing. So she's floating up in the air and everything, and Wanda uses her powers to hit her with a car, and she blasts into a house and everything. And then she goes to check on her, and her boots are left underneath her, kind of like a Wicked Witch of the West kind of thing, which I thought it was kind of, cute or whatever. So she turns around and a white Vision shows up and everything. And she's all like, "Vision?" And he's all like, "Wanda," and everything. And he puts his hand on her cheek and everything. And then he starts to crush her head. And I love her face right there. She's like, and everything. So, and then he picks her up and he's still crushing her head and everything. And Real Vision shows up and he tackles him, and then she does a superhero pose. I love the landing. That's so good. And then he's dragging him through the thing, and then he throws him into an RV, and boom, explosion and everything. So I really, and then he comes and he's all like, "Wanda, what are you doing?" She's like, "I'm not doing this." And he's all, "I don't know." She goes, "I can fix this." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And she does the line from the TV show where she's all like, "This is our home." And he's like, "Let's fight for it then." And I liked that a lot, even though we had already seen it before. So then Agatha, she, pops back up, and White Vision's all like, "Hey, I'm here," and everything. And that's when the line goes on. And then over Monica Rambeau, she's in Pietro's house, fake Pietro's house. And he's sitting there playing guitar, and Vision and Vision are fighting. And Monica's all like, "I got to get out of here." And they're just all like, trying to kill each other and everything, which, and the visual effects in this was pretty good. The fighting sequences were all right and everything. So they're fighting and all this stuff. And Hayward is tracking them, because remember from way previous episode, they were tracking Vision because of the vibranium. And Jimmy Woo shows up. He gets captured and everything. I say that because he meant to get captured. And he's all like, he gets Hayworth monologuing. He steals a phone, and Hayworth's all like, "I'm just gonna, blame other people and everything. I know, white guy bad." And so I have to be honest, like, Randall Park is not exciting in this show. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, all the secondary characters, including Monica Rambeau, in my opinion, were just like very much like blah. Like, I was just like, whatever and everything, but I'll get into that more when I do a season review. So then they're sitting here and he's monologuing, and it's so like, this was just a complete waste of time in my opinion, because I was like, I just don't care. So Jimmy Woo steals a phone, and then he's got a paperclip, and he gets out of his little handcuffs, and he's like, flourish, which I like that because it references not only the second episode where Vision kept saying flourish and everything after his magic tricks, and then also that he learned magic from Ant-Man. So then he calls his friends at the FBI or whatnot, and he's like, can you get here within the hour? It was kind of like not that great of a joke, but it's like, whatever, it's fine. So then Wanda is going through town, and Agatha hits her, and she's like standing up on top of this, building with the billboard, and she's all like, you were in the Darkhold, and this is a book, and this is a reference, and I mentioned it in an earlier video when this book first showed up. And that was this book was brought into the MCU kind of with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, I personally, that show really wasn't that great for me and everything, but, whatever. So she shows her that she's in the book and everything, and it was pretty cool and everything, and everything. And then she unlocks Dottie from her little spell, and she's all like, I kind of like this one because she's like, listen, I have a daughter. She's around your kid's age. They can play together. If you like that storyline, just please let her out of her room. And I was kind of like, oh man, that sucks. She's really, and everything. And then so she unlocks everybody from their little mind tricks and everything, and they all converge on her. So we hop over back to Monica Rambeau, and she finds out Pietro's real name, fake Pietro's real name, and his name is Ralph Boner. And he's like an actor, like some hippie actor or whatever. And I'm all like, oh, this is the conclusion to that. This is Ralph. I'm all like, this is crazy. And then she does her flippy flip and everything, and she notices that his necklace is what's keeping him under the spell. So she tears it off, and then he's like, please don't hurt me and everything. And then she leaves his house, and that's the end of that. Okay. So then Vision and Vision are fighting, and it's pretty good. I mean, like, I did enjoy the fight sequences in this, but at the same time, I wanted more. So then the twins are watching, and they're like, we got to go help, kind of thing. So then she, Agatha pulls back the veil from all these people, kind of thing. And they're all converging on her, and they're like, you did this. And one woman is all like, my husband went on a road trip or a business trip. Please don't let him come back here. And everybody's like, we're in pain. When we dream, we just, we have your nightmares, kind of thing. And they're like, just, if you're not gonna, you just kill us, kind of thing. So she like chokes them. She puts this choking spell, and they're all like, and everything. And then she brings it down, and then she's all like, I'm going to tear down this place. I'm going to take away the hex. So that's what she starts to do. She starts to tear it apart. And as she's doing that, Vision, who is putting up a good fight against Vision, White Vision, he starts to lose because he's connected to this place. And Agatha talks about it, and he starts to peel away like he did before. And then she notices her children are doing the same. They're starting to go away. The puzzle pieces are falling off of them and everything. And Agatha's all like, you tied your family to this place. So if you get rid of it, family goes bye-bye. So then she goes to blast the family, and Wanda protects her. But as she does that, Agatha steals more of her powers. Like, the more she uses it, Agatha's all like, yeah, do it, bitch, because I'll steal it and everything. So then White Vision shows up again, and, we got the, and so then Vision and Vision start fighting. So they blast, and they go into this library, and White Vision's all like, fighty and everything. And then Vision actually starts to talk to him, and he starts to make him see reason. And White Vision's all like, I don't know who I am, kind of thing. Sword shows up, and Agatha's going to kill these little soldiers, and Wanda saves them. But in doing so, she's all going to fight Agatha. And then she's like, boys, take care of the soldiers. And they do their powers and everything. But then Hayward comes out, and he goes to shoot these kids, which I was all like, listen, I got it. You want to do white man bad kind of thing, but You're gonna have him shoot kids. Like, come on. Like, it's so sometimes it gets a little weird and annoying. So Monica shows up and she gets in front of the kids and she turns into, I don't know what's going on here with her powers, but I don't care. So she, turns yellow eyes and the bullets go straight through her because I don't know what's going on. She slows him down with her body because she's like made of whatever this yellow junk is. But one of the bullets goes past her. But Billy, I think that's Billy. He or McTommy, one of the twins, he stops it with his powers. I can't remember their names. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna say Billy, anyways. And so then Hayward gets into a Hummer, and he's going to drive away or whatnot. And then Darcy hits him with the truck. And she says something like, good luck going to jail, or hope you enjoy jail or whatever. And he's all like, squinty eyes, I'm mad at you, kind of thing. And that's the end of that. That was the end of that. I'm all like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So then Vision and Vision are talking, and then Vision's all like, hey, let me, give you some my memories, kind of thing, because he's like, you're a part of me. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't even matter. So then he touches his forehead and he puts the memories in him. And I kind of like this because his eyes go humanoid, but the rest of him is still white. And I was like, interesting. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Of course they're going to do something with that. And I think it'll play into it later on when we get into the rest of this episode, mostly the end. So he flies off, and Vision's all like, I gotta get back to my kids and my wife and everything. So then Agatha's on top of this building, and she's all like, it's time to party, sis. But where are you? Because before that, sorry, I didn't. Wanda had vanished, and she's all like, where is she? So then she shows up like she did in Age of Ultron, and she does her little mind tricky thing to Agatha, and puts her back in the past where she's hooked to the stake. And she brings all these other witches to life and everything. And she's like, no, please don't. And then all of a sudden she turns it around and the witches are all like, you're the Scarlet Witch and everything. And she ends up getting tied to the stake, and she's got her little, her crown, her Scarlet Witch crown, which it looks okay like that and everything. So then they break out of this little thing. And they're fighting in the sky, and it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, the action sequences and I kind of wanted more, but at the same time, this gave me enough to where I wasn't annoyed with the action sequences. So sometimes the visual effects looked a little spotty, but I can look past that. You could give me no special effects as long as it's written well. And there were some things in here that I didn't think were written well, in my opinion, which I'll get into that when I do a season 2 review, probably tomorrow. So they're fighting, and Wanda keeps shooting at her, but she keeps missing. And Agatha's all like, she's all like, man, when you miss, really well. You're not good at good aim and everything. So then as they're doing this, Agatha's stealing her powers, and she's getting all, amorgified. She's all like getting all gross, like right there, that picture right there. She's all gross and everything. And then Agatha goes to do her final blow, and it doesn't work. And she's looking at her hands, which are all gross and everything, like, you need a mani-pedi and everything. So she's trying to do her thing, but then Wanda, who's looking crazy old there, you need some moisturizer. Jesus Christ, man, she looks bad there. Anyways, she's all like, you taught me well, you taught me a good lesson or something like that. And then you see these runes, and she's like, runes and everything. And she's all like, remember, the witch that casts the runes is the only one that can use her magic in that space. And so Agatha can. So she takes all her power back. She's all like, she does a full-on Jean Grey, Phoenix Force style, and she takes all her power back, and she turns into Scarlet Witch. And I like her costume. So then Agatha falls down to the ground, and Wanda comes down, and she's all like, because you did this, and I'm now going to make you're now going to play the part that you chose for yourself. You're going to stay here in Westview, and you get to play the nosy neighbor. That's going to be your role and everything. And she's like, please don't. And she's all like, I can't remember what the line was. I can't remember, but now her costume, I like her costume. I know some people were complaining about it online and everything. I like it. I think it looks, even though it looks very much like, again, that they all got the costume from the same person. I do like this. I like the crown. I like her crazy hair, like crazy 90s hair. And I like the gloves. I like it all. I really do. I think she looks great there. So she's like, Agatha goes, "You're gonna need me," and she goes, "If I do, I know where to find you." And I like that. I like that they didn't kill Agatha Harkness, and I'll tell you why in my season 2 review. When that goes up, I will leave a link up here and everything. But right, it won't be right here right now, but I will eventually leave a link. So she leaves her there. She turns her into, she's like, "See, if I need you, I know where you are." And she's like, "Not if I see you first, hon," and everything, all this stuff and everything. And she goes back to her family, and it's going down, like the whole thing. And she takes her family home, and they get into their house and they turn normal and everything, and they tuck her kids into bed. And I really felt this part because I have 2 kids, and I was just like, what do you do when you know the end is coming and there's nothing you can do about it? And you just try to make it as normal as possible, I guess. And that's what they do. They tuck them in, and this was really sad. I'm kind of getting choked up and everything. And they're just talking to him and everything, and she kisses him goodnight. And then they get to the door, and she's like, "Hey, you guys, thanks for choosing me as your mom." And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "You made them for one," but that's so sad. Like, she has to say goodbye to her kids. I'm getting a little choked up. That's that's so sad. As a parent, I completely understand this whole thing. She goes to turn off the lights, and Vision turns them on, and he's all like, something about like, "I want to be able to see you." And Paul Bettany as Vision looks really great there. He looks really good. And so they're talking, and they're looking out the window, and they see the red wall coming towards them. And he's all like, "Wanda, what am I?" And I can't remember her exact lines, but she's like, "You're my hope and my something and everything." But she's like, "Most of all, you're my love." And she's like, and she says something about, "You're the piece of the stone that's in me." And I thought that was beautiful. I really thought it was beautiful. And she, and they're just sitting there, and they kiss, and then the red wall of death comes, and he starts to disappear. And then she's stuck there in the house that's just a frame, and she's got her clothes on that she did when she first started this whole venture. And so she's sad, and I would be too. She puts her hood on. She starts walking through town. Everybody's looking at her, giving the evil eye and everything. But she's like, pretty much like, "I don't give a shit." So she goes to Monica, and she's all like, I can't remember what she says, but Monica says, she's like, "With this, if I had the same power, I would probably do the same thing so I could see my mom again." And I thought I liked that because it was honest. I like that she's being honest about it. She's being at 100. And I mean, I would be the same thing if I lost a loved one and I had that kind of power. I'd probably do the same thing. We can't sit here and play like that. So then Wanda's, she transforms her costume again, which I liked it. I like that a lot. She looked very witchy right there. And she's flying off, which is another witchy thing. I was like, "Oh, give her a broomstick," and she's straight up hocus pocus. So then she turns and looks at Westview, and then she flies off. Then and that's the end of the episode. And then we get into these post-credit scenes. Jimmy Woo's talking to Monica, and then some agent shows up, and she's like, "Hey, I need to show you something / speak to you or whatnot." And she takes her into the movie theater, which I hope movie theaters open up soon. I mean, I don't know how it is for you guys, but where I am, I think they're open to 50%. They're not open. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so they're in the movie theater, and the agent turns into a Skrull, and she's all like, "I need, I'm a friend of your mom. A friend of your mom's wants to see you." I'm 90% sure she's talking about Nick Fury. She's like, "Where are we going?" And she's like, "Up," and everything, which I was like, that's fine. Everything else, I like bringing in the Skrull here. It was kind of cool. I'm curious to see where Monica Rambeau will show up next. I believe Captain Marvel is before that Invasion show, but don't quote me on that because I don't remember what the order of the shows is. So then the last credit scene is in the mountains here at this little frozen hut. I was like when they showed this because there was like writings on the cabin and everything on the window sills, not the sills, the shutters. There was like this so I think this is Sarkovia, but don't quote me on that because I don't know Sarkovia and everything. So she's walking in, she's making tea, but then you get this astral projection of Wanda. And this reminded me very much of Infinity War when Doctor Strange is doing his thing and he's going through all the different times or whatnot. And she's reading the Darkhold and she's got her little powers going. You can see these little balls of energy around her. And I think that that's her searching the multiverse, which is very interesting. And so she's reading the Darkhold and everything, and then her eyes are glowing red, and then she swipes red away, and then that's the end of the episode. I'm gonna go back to this. I like this thing. So that's the end of the episode. Now, I will get into it a little later on when I do my season 2 review. I keep saying that, but you're all like, "Hey, tell me now." As far as an episode goes, this wasn't bad. It was just as far as the season finale, it was very disappointing in my opinion. I wanted answers to questions that I had. And I understand that they're all like, well, you fans put out your theories. That's not our fault. That's 100% true. We did this to ourselves. I put out my fan theories and everything, and they were completely wrong. But at the same time, I go, you guys didn't deliver anything different, special, insightful, made me think, anything. This was very generic, bland, white bread ending. And for someone like me, I just go, well, that sucks because I was expecting you guys to flip the script and, subvert expectations or whatever, but you guys didn't do that. I mean, if you did do that, you made it worse than what I expected. And so I was a little bit disappointed in this episode as a finale. But saying that, overall, I liked it as a show. It was very good. I loved Wanda. It was all about Wanda, so I understand they didn't do anything else, but I did like the show. And this episode, overall, I did like it. It was just disappointing. If that makes sense. So that is my breakdown and review of this episode, the season finale of WandaVision. Maybe we'll get a season 2. The director has talked about it a little bit, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I just want to say that I hope you guys liked this show. I did like it. I thought it was very interesting. I think Marvel, always knocks it out of the park as far as, visually and story wise, although the ending wasn't that great on this one, but we'll see how this furthers along. So tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? What did you think about the show overall? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.